Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller. Welcome back to some more Animal Crossing New Horizons. Folks, we are on day 341. 341! I have not ever thought I would reach a series on my channel that would be more... Well, I guess I thought one day I'd reach a series that was 100 parts. But I've done that already. But I never thought I'd have a series that would be 341 parts and going. And since today's part ends with a 1, and since I've had this tradition of recording a multiplayer video every 10 days, starting with day 11, it only stands to reason that today is also a multiplayer video. And I've got two lovely guests with me. I've got Nera.
Hi, I'm Nera, and I'm once again happy to be here.
Yeah, and I've got PlatinumRhythm.
Hi, it's late at night, but I'm also happy to be here.
It is late at night, and I apologize. I'm really glad that you guys are able to join me. I had a different multiplayer guest slated for today, slated for a different time, and that guest bailed. And then I had what was basically a backup guest who was pretty quick to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do this today. I said, no problem. And then I went around and asked everyone else, I'm like, is anybody available today? And thankfully, you two said that you were. So thank you very much for joining me today. I will open my gates momentarily, and we will get started with tonight's activity. Singular. One singular.
Always a pleasure.
But yeah, how are you guys? How do you feel on this Animal Crossing evening? I know it is late. And because of time zones, you guys are even later. So...
Thanks, Daylight Savings.
We did lose an hour. Oh, and you know what else? Nera, you know how we had that whole recording session on Juggy's Island where I wished upon shooting stars? Yeah, I messed up. I didn't pick up a single star fragment. So all that... all that shooting star wishing, I didn't get anything. Well, that's okay. I messed up. That's on me. I'm gonna catch the 5 wasps that are guaranteed to spawn on my island real quickly, and then I will open the gates.
I am currently on a mission to get as many Mario items as I can, specifically the furniture items and stuff, specifically to do a Mario Party segment on my island.
Oh, I'm gonna order you some stuff right now, because I can.
I'm good for right now, but I will let you know if I need any extra stuff.
Because it'll arrive immediately if I order it for you right now.
I know.
Okay. I don't mind.
All I'm really missing is the Wario outfit, as well as maybe a few extra items that I need in terms of what I want to do for this Mario Party idea.
Okay. Well, let me know then if you change your mind while you're on my island or something. But yeah, you are more than welcome to request what you want, bring what you want, do what you want. Nera, what's new with you? You and I don't play Animal Crossing all that often. You've been in the series... Well, actually, Plat, is this your first time? No, this is your second time in the series.
Yeah, this is the second.
Alright, so I played with Plat even less. I'm a little psyched out because I know I played with Plat several times in other games.
Mm-hmm.
Nera, this is your 3rd or 4th time in my series? Trying to keep track. Your debut... When did you debut? Well, you were in our little office parody. But Plat only debuted like 2-3 weeks ago. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think I debuted when we did that Halloween zombie hunt thing.
Oh, you were on my island for that, huh? Did we do the office parody before or after that?
I think it was after that.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you were there. Thank you for being there. I think you were also on my island for a shooting star show, no?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you've been here a couple times. Alright. Well, the island does look a little different since you were last here. I do mean a little, but it is different. I will point out the differences. But otherwise, guys, I have document stacks and scattered papers and a little working area where the 3 of us can craft stuff if you want to. That's what I'll be doing. Alternatively, I might go deep sea diving a little later as well. But I figured today would be basically a podcast style episode where we just kind of talk about life and more specifically, yesterday I was talking about conventions. And you two in particular, I've never met at conventions. And I was very curious to know if you guys had any convention stories that you'd be interested in sharing. And if you don't, then I have plenty of other things we can talk about.
I've only ever been to one convention multiple times, and that's only because it's actually like 2 hours away from me.
Which one is that?
And MomoCon.
Oh, that's one I was actually going to go to in 2020.
Yeah, until COVID happened.
Yep.
I'm trying to go back. Whenever they say we're gonna open up our venues again for MomoCon, like I want to be ready.
I mean, I mean, obviously you want to go back, so I assume you enjoyed it. But like, given that it's your only convention that you've attended, I'm curious. Like, what did you think? How'd you like it? What was your favorite part?
You know what? My favorite part, and this was the first MomoCon I ever went to, actually. My favorite part would probably have to be when I attended Throne Controllers with the Runaway Guys.
Nice.
And actually won the whole show.
Wait, you were on it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those videos are still up.
Yeah, if it's within like 2015 or newer, it's saved somewhere.
Yeah, it was definitely. Hold on, what was it? What year was it? I gotta look now. Hold on.
I didn't know you were on Throne Control. I didn't know you'd ever been to a Throne Controllers panel. That's awesome.
I have.
That's real awesome, dude.
And you won the whole thing. Do you remember how many points you got? I assume at least 3, but like.
I think it was 4, actually.
Okay. That's. I want to hear this. I want to know this story.
Yeah, the funny thing was, like, I got lucky because the guy before me that was like participating, it felt like he was trying to like stall the show in terms of like just asking random questions or providing personal challenges that he wanted to give to John, Emil, and Tim.
Oh,
So,
I understand.
Yeah, but what ended up happening was like John ended up asking like one of the tech guys, just like, do we have time for one more? Because I was the one following the other guy, and the tech guys were actually lucky enough to say like 5 more minutes, and it was like, okay, I got my chance, and I ended up winning the whole thing because of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been to Runaway Guys plenty of times. I've never actually competed on it, but that's usually because like I'll help them set up or something. Like in exchange for, you know, getting to skip the line, I don't get to play. But that's fine because I like watching.
Right.
That's awesome though. I am a little jealous. Yeah, okay.
2014, that's what it was.
It might be backed up somewhere. It might be just before they started backing it up for their actual YouTube channel, but someone else might have it uploaded.
Well, yeah. Well, no. I'm pretty sure it's. I'm pretty sure it is on their YouTube channel.
Okay. That's awesome.
The camera work. The camera work just I think wasn't the best, but I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
it's there.
2015. I guess a little bit 2014 too, but 2015 I remember is when like a lot of people, myself included, just got better cameras. I remember I was using an old camcorder to record everything, and all my E3 2014 footage of Super Smash Brothers, kind of like. It looks like it was filmed in the 90s. And when I saw other people getting better cameras, I was like, okay, it's time for me to get a better camera too. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the year I was with some really close buddies of mine, and it was a real good time.
So what'd you win? Do you remember?
I won a 3DS XL.
Okay.
A couple of games to go with it. I think this was before the Switch came out. They started like doing Switches as prizes. So
Right. Well, they usually gave out whatever console was newest at the time. So 3DS.
Right.
I mean, I guess they could have given a Wii U, but 3DS XL makes sense.
yeah. I got like a warp pipe mug. I think I got like a lanyard. What else did I get?
You get a poster or something.
Yeah, like posters, I think.
That's cool. Well, I'm opening my gates, by the way, so you guys can fly over at any time.
All right, I'm coming.
And Nera, I'll go to you in a second. I just want to ask Plat a few more questions. So, anything else that any of the other MomoCons stick out to you? Like, is there like I know you liked Runaway Guys, and I don't blame you. That's usually one of my favorite ones to go to.
Yeah.
Was there ever like a developer conference you went to? Was there ever like a tournament you entered? Meet and greet?
Nah, I wasn't too big on entering tournaments at the time, so I didn't really like. I didn't really like joining any tournaments. Like, I also know that I think to enter those tournaments, you have to like bring your own controller or something. Like, they don't provide controllers or that.
If it's a Smash tourney, that's usually the case. It depends on the convention, but Smash, in most fighting games in general, usually you have to bring your own controller.
Yeah, it was fun to just watch, but I also just was not aware of like you have to bring your own controller to participate kind of thing. So it was like I never really participated in any tournaments. I did see Brain Scratch though while we were there too.
Oh, all right. Yeah, at PAX, because tournaments are so like normal there, they've got tourneys for everything. They have everything set up already, so you don't need to bring anything. But at other events, where Super Smash Brothers is the main focus, and I know MomoCon does have. Oh, whoops! Hang on, I have to fix this. I know at other events like MomoCon, where there is a huge Super Smash Brothers tournament, because it's so big, they will say, yeah, you gotta bring your own controllers.
Yeah.
Like that. That's fine. Okay. But like, did you do like a meet and greet? Did you like? You said you met Brain Scratch. Was there any other like YouTubers you got to meet? Technically, you met the Runaway Guys, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, I met the Runaway Guys. I met Brain Scratch. I met Glitch X City.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, she is. Like, I met her while we were. I think it was just like a panel like regarding like content creation relating to music and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? This is up my alley. I want to know what's in the mind of these other musicians that I watch and look up to.
All right. And what was the first convention you attended? MomoCon 2014?
Yeah.
And what's the most recent? MomoCon 2019?
Yeah, that had to have been the most recent before everything happened.
Okay. I gotcha.
I think the second time I went to MomoCon was 2015, 2016. One of those.
Okay. Like, do you remember skipping a year?
Yeah, mainly because the people I normally go with like wouldn't have been able to make it, and we usually made. And after the first time we all went, we kind of made it a thing to like just all try to go together.
I get that. Oh, that's cool though. Yeah, I wanted to go to MomoCon. 2020 was going to be the year where I was going to do a bunch of conventions. I was going to do all the ones I hadn't done yet. So I was going to do MomoCon. I was going to do Too Many Games. Maybe even PAX South. I was going to do them all. And it just, I got to do PAX East, which is cool. But then that was it.
I heard MagFest was pretty good. I'd like to go there someday.
I went to MagFest once. I went in 2015. I admittedly did not have a great time, but it's not necessarily due to the convention itself. I just, to have fun at MagFest, I realize you need to stay at the hotel where MagFest is taking place. Because that way you can, because the idea of MagFest is, it basically goes 24 hours. The whole point is that there's always something you can do. There's like a party or a rave or, a tournament at 2 a.m. There's always something. And so
MomoCon had raves and parties that people could go to as
Oh,
well.
is it like another 24-hour convention?
I believe so.
Okay, because otherwise the whole experience gets ruined when you stay at a different hotel, which is what I had to do. And it was, it was cold, it was snowy, and I said I would do this, but I basically paid for most of the stuff because I was under the mindset that like I'd be doing this stuff anyway if I was going by myself. So I let some other people tag along, and that worked for and against me. And it was just like, I did not need to go to MagFest. But I went to PAX East like a week or two after that. Or a week. Like 2 or 3 weeks after that. And that was a life-changing event for me. So, like, it's okay. It kind of made the blow that MagFest was a little better. And I'd be willing to go to MagFest again. I did not have a great first experience. But that's okay. But again, no slate toward the con itself.
I've got some other close friends that have been attending like BravoCon, and I'd like to.
Oh, Con Bravo?
Oh, Con Bravo. Yeah, did I say BravoCon?
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, you're talking about the one in Canada.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that one too. Oh, well, I considered it because I was like, well, it's in Canada. That actually, that became more plausible because I had to get my passport renewed to go to Japan anyway. So I was like, oh, I guess I could do Con Bravo if I wanted to. But, yeah.
Bravo.
Okay, now, Nera, have you been to any conventions?
Yeah, I've been to plenty actually.
Oh, do you have any story? Oh, well, I guess let's start, like, what was your first convention, or what's a particular convention story you like? Was there something about a convention that stood out to you?
Well, probably my first convention. Yeah, it had to be my local one. That's called Otakon in Baltimore.
Oh, I'm familiar with that. That was never on my to attend list, but I've heard of it. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, it moved to DC from what I remember, actually.
Oh, all right. And like, was it a good first experience or was it a terrible first experience?
It was like a so-so first experience. Like I just had like a yeah, because like when I first heard of it, I'm like, I found it on the Funimation channel through the Funimation channel, and I'm like, dude, this is awesome. There's like a whole lot of fans, people in cosplay, and I'm like, I want to do that too. So then I just picked up like a yeah, I think I remember just picking up just a cheap cosplay, went with some friends, and then I'd say it was like an overall safe experience. Nothing all too interesting. Nothing all too bad happening.
Okay, I mean that's fine. So like, do you have a favorite convention then?
Yeah, there are like a few out of town that I actually went to. The other one being actually, you did mention Canada, like Con Bravo, but no, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
It was called Otaku-thon.
Don't know if
Now,
I've heard of that one or not.
Yeah, that's where the interesting story comes in.
Okay.
Actually.
What you got?
Okay, so I have a few friends in Canada actually.
Okay.
And so I'm in here like, oh man, I hope I could attend this thing with you guys one day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to surprise them. Just going to surprise them. Not let them know that I'm coming. Just say, I hope you guys have fun. And then just secretly get on a plane, go to Canada, and while at the same time finding a cosplay that'll just cover my eyes so they won't know who I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the best cosplay that I had was this character named Dezel from Tales of Zestiria.
Ooh, I'm familiar with that.
And Platt, if you're curious, I'm in the southeast corner of my island. I've got document stacks over here if you want to just like craft a bunch of stuff. That's what I'm doing, but you're free to do whatever you want.
Okie.
All right, but go ahead, Nera.
All right, so this being like the first con that I've had pretty much out of state, I had like a really tough time trying to get around. Like my legs were practically killing me just trying to find my friends. Like everything was too new. I was getting lost, even with a map of the place. And then I'm like, oh wait, didn't she? Like one of my other friends, she had an artist booth. I just suddenly remembered that, and I'm like, God darn, I'm stupid. So I spent like a good hour and a half trying to find the artist booth, like the artist alley.
Mm-hmm.
And then there she was. All right, so I had to fix everything up so she wouldn't recognize me completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the moment I walked in there. Yeah, so I just acted all casual. Yeah, to say, hey, nice art here. Yeah, nice art here. But then she started getting suspicious. And like, see, and then the moment I realized it, I didn't flip my name tag around.
Oh. Well, I mean, what was her reaction? Was she like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, she was happy. She's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing here?
Oh, okay, cool.
What you get here?"
That's cool.
Yeah, like this is the first time that I actually really done anything like this. I was surprised they kept it together so well.
That's cool.
And then after that, it was just pretty much like my first experience at Otakon. Like that was just one of the bigger highlights, really.
Very cool. Do you remember what year that was?
Must probably had to have been around 2016 or 2017.
All right. Very cool. Oh, you were in the clothing shop. It just closed.
Oh, dang. I got in as soon as it closed.
Wow.
Well,
That's
hello.
kind of funny.
I have
Hello.
some DIY stations over to the right where I have been crafting stuff. That is what I plan to do for majority of this video while I chat with you guys. You guys are free to do as you please. I will also go deep sea diving later, which is why I am currently wearing this ridiculous striped wetsuit with this Mario outfit. But hey, it gets the job done.
It's okay, I've got my outfit as well.
For sure.
You should have seen what I was wearing before.
What were you wearing before?
I was proudly cosplaying as my OC.
Excellent.
Because she's the only resemblance of me that I have.
Fair enough.
Ooh, what is this?
What's what?
I might be too broke for this one.
Are you trying to buy something from the shop?
Yeah, there's a whirlpool bath here. It's
Oh.
in a... Oh my god, it's expensive.
How much?
Oh, my wallet.
How much is it? I can give you some money.
It's 130k, but it's fine.
No.
I have a
I have like 11 million bells.
I'm sure you do, but I couldn't ask you to do that.
Why not?
It's just
Thank you for coming to my island today, Platt. Hang tight. I'm gonna drop the money in front of the building.
Hey, chill.
I'm chill. I'm fine. This is me paying you for being in the episode today. Nera, do you want anything? You want some money or whatever?
No, like what I was saying, I have a whirlpool bath. It's just not in this color. Is all I was gonna say.
I will get the money out of my ABD machine right now. Here we go.
That's crazy. I'm gonna need the shop to close immediately.
There we go.
Don't make Yoshiller spend his bells.
Well, understand this, Platt. In like 3 weeks, this series is over. So like,
Oh.
the bells will just sit there, in gaining interest forever. All right. Well, I talk about conventions because in the previous episode of this series, I mentioned how important they were to me and how they have changed my career as time has gone on. But I acknowledge that my convention going experience is different than your guys' convention going experiences. So when I ask things like, have you guys done tournaments or gone to meetups or whatever, I only ask that because that's what I do at tournaments. Or bleh, that's what I do at conventions. So are there any other like major things you guys like to do at conventions or wish you could do at conventions or something like that? Do you guys need additional bells?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good, fam. I'm good, fam.
You sure? Because I got like... here's 10,000. And here's 28,000.
I better drop these.
Pitfalls!
I had some pitfall seeds in my inventory because I had this event idea for Mario Party boards that I wanted to put on my island.
Well, you don't want these?
No, I do. I just had my inventory's full.
Oh, understood. Okay. I got you. Alright, well, yeah. Is there anything you wish you could do at a convention, or is there a convention you wish you could go to? So on and so forth.
Well, outside of the ones that I've named, I mean, I would other ones that I named that I would love to go to at some point. I mean, I think the only other thing, like, just because of my low con experience, like I don't know what else I would want to do per se outside of just having a really good time. But there are just like I would love to just like go to like MomoCon again or other conventions and just meet a lot of really other close friends to just chill and hang with.
Mm-hmm. Nera, these are the document stacks in case you need an extra one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you craft it back and forth between a document stack and a scattered paper, and you can eventually reach Nook Miles achievements with it. Anyway, so I'm sorry. What were some of the other ones, Platt? You said you want to go back to MomoCon, but what else besides that?
MacFest, Con Bravo. I know my dad actually was talking about like conventions in New York that I think he brought up to me. It was like maybe we could go there someday. I'm trying to remember, like Comic-Con, that's what it was.
New York Comic Con is what I've had interest in. I have not gone to it, but I know that like they've had the Pokemon voice actors there before, and I was always thinking, oh, that'd be cool to meet them. Okay, and then Nera. Let's bounce back to you then. Are there any conventions you haven't gone to that you want to go to?
I'd say there's. Yeah, I'd say I've pretty much gone to like most of the cons I wanted to go to, because there was Otakon, because it's pretty much local. I can go there with my friends at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was Otakuthon. I already made my surprise there. and then there was Anime Expo where I pretty much just met almost all my friends in our current group for the first time.
Oh, what year was that? What year did you go to Anime Expo?
It was 2019 before COVID hit.
Understood. All right, so yeah, then I gotta ask, like, so that's where you met. I assume you mean like Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how'd that go? How'd you meet him? I'm curious.
Well, not like I've been talking to him before Anime Expo. I just mean like I'm meeting him in real life.
In person. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I understand. I feel bad because Charles's first Anime Expo, I believe, was 2017, because he stayed with me for E3 2017, and the plan was he was going to stay with me again, like a month later, because that's when Anime Expo took place. And I had to cancel plans on him at the last second. I said, I'm so sorry, it doesn't work out. I can't. I'm not going to Anime Expo. I've got too much work I have to do. I can't take too much time off right now. I can help you get an Airbnb. And I kind of threw him into it. I was like, all right, Charles, you're not staying with me. You got to get an Airbnb, and you've got 2 weeks to book it before a very big convention in Los Angeles. But I guess he's gotten the hang of it now. But to this day, he's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, Yoshiller. And I'm like, I don't care. I still feel bad about it. So there's that. But yeah, being a Los Angeles resident means that I could have gone to a lot of different Los Angeles events, but I mainly chose E3, and that was about the end of it. Well, I mean, I went to Comic-Con once or twice.
And E3 is canceled this year.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you about E3, okay?
Okay.
I mean, E3, it was probably my favorite of the events, for very selfish reasons. That's the event where I really got to make a name for myself and do things that other people didn't get to do, right? So E3 is one of my favorites. But when people ask me, should I go to E3, I have to say, probably not. And the reason for that is you're going to be spending a lot of money just to wait in line. It's not like PAX where you can at least go to a tournament, like watch the Runaway Guys and cosplay, and, it's not like that. You were going to E3 with the intention of trying to play a new game, and in the past that was much more doable because the crowds were a lot smaller. I particularly remember E3 2014. If you wanted to play Super Smash Bros. 3DS or Wii U, you waited for like 1 or 2 matches at most, and then you had your chance to play.
Yeah.
That's not really the case anymore. You're talking like hour-long lines for most games. If that.
Are they just sitting there playing for like an hour, or?
No, it's just there's so many people.
Oh, that's what you mean, yeah.
If I take, let's take E3 2019. There was Nintendo's 3 big games were Pokemon Sword and Shield, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. All of the lines were like longer than 2 hours, and it basically came down to which game do you want to play today, because that's probably what you're playing. Oh, sorry, yeah, station's in the back. Hey, I'm gonna get a picture while you're all here. Just don't mind me. I'm just gonna take a picture.
I don't even think I can craft anything.
Well, if you need a spare document stack, Plat, that's what this little leaf is right here.
Oh.
And we're crafting that into scattered papers and then back into a document stack, and it's how you can cheese one of the Nook Miles achievements of like crafting 1,000 items or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is how you do it. So that's why I do these podcasts, and then I just do this in the background.
Oh, I better drop my pitfalls again.
It's all good. So, E3, I guess it technically is a convention, like it takes place at the convention center, but I've never viewed it the same way as other cons. So technically, something like PAX is much better because it's everything E3 is, plus you've got cosplayers, tournaments, panels, voice actors showing up and doing things, yada yada yada. You know. But E3 has always been the one where that's where I do the life-changing stuff. So if you guys go to E3, like I can show you around, but I try to not advise going to E3 because it's expensive, and I just don't feel that people will make the most of what they pay for it in this day and age. So when you tell me E3 is canceled this year, I want people to be able to experience what they can. But I also just don't feel like E3 is ready to come back. So I can't help but say, good, to E3 not happening. It sounds mean. I know, it's very selfish. But even before the pandemic, E3 was saying that for 2020 they wanted to change it into an experience. And I'm like, what does that mean? E3 was a trade show. That is where a bunch of industry professionals went in and gave reviews of games. And now they want to change it into, like, I guess a Disneyland kind of thing. And that sounds cool, but I can't help but feel like that shouldn't be E3. That should be a separate thing. That should be like a different event that takes place a month later.
Yeah, because I was actually gonna say, like, if I wanted to go somewhere to wait in lines, I'd go to Disney.
Yeah, you know, like that's. I guess when they say they want to make it into an experience, I guess that's kind of what Comic-Con has become. San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to it once or twice. Worth pointing out, though, that Nintendo stuff is outside of the convention center. So if you want to go play what they're showing at E3, you can always just go to San Diego Comic-Con and it's free. So there's that.
Oh.
And then there's also just Comic-Con. So, like, if you just want to go, you absolutely can. I mean, it doesn't matter getting a pass, but, you know, that's kind of my point, though. Is if you want more stuff to do, but you want to play the E3 games, that's what Comic-Con is. You just dance in there, Plat.
I'm just vibing. Been listening.
Do you want me to do something else besides craft stuff? I feel bad.
No.
Oh, okay. But my whole thing was Comic-Con. You know, some of these companies that go there have like obstacle courses or outdoor shows that they put on and stuff. Or you know, some groups like Steven Universe and whatever, they might show a preview for an upcoming episode. You can go and watch that, or you know, the big ones are when Marvel does something there, and you get to see the actors all on stage do Q&A and whatever, right? So when you say you want to make it more like an experience, Comic-Con I guess does that, but that's not what I envision E3 being. That's all. But in any case, I have been speaking a lot. I did want to continue asking. So you've mentioned your con stories. You've mentioned which cons you want to go to. I think I kind of asked this earlier, but I want to ask again. Has a con ever changed your career? Like, Nera, you said you met Charles at a con. So Nera or Plat, is there something that you ever did or saw at a con that, like, changed your future? Or have cons just been more of, like, a quick, fun vacation for you guys?
That's an interesting question. I want to say a little bit of both, as like just for me to get out and experience something for the first time, as well as like just being something fun to do. That's how it started off. But I mean, I guess for me to be able to have met all these content creators and what they do and how they've influenced like the people around them and through what they do, I guess you could say in a sense that inspired me to be able to want to do the same just to make people laugh and to make people happy through my content as well. Like, I mean, while I've been doing that before, like I had taken it more seriously ever since then.
All right.
Yeah, I feel the same as Plat, because, well, you know, I feel like some of these cons have pretty much changed my life, because, well, you know, I was just a small artist, barely getting commissions, well, you know, and then I just met all these awesome people. Well, you know, not to say like, now that I'm friends with these people, I was hoping to get the clout. Like, nah, man.
Yeah,
Like,
don't be that guy.
I want some genuine friendship up in here.
I want to make it
Yeah.
clear, Nera, you've
Right.
never come across as that type of guy to me, and I think we all know people who just try to become friends with people for clout. You've never come across as that guy to me, Nera, and if you did, if it makes you feel more assured, if you did come across as that, I would not have done an entire walkthrough with you. So, I trust you.
I hope
Yeah.
I've never given anybody that impression.
No, if anything, Plat, I'm like jealous of your musical talents. So no.
Yeah,
I mean,
same, actually.
I mean, I do what I can. I mean, that's just something I went to college for, and I've been like had a passion for ever since middle school. Like,
Well, I'm jealous of it. Okay. Okay. Because I back to the convention stuff though. Like, I was saying in my yesterday's video about how conventions are like holidays to me, like the times of the year that I look forward to the most.
yeah.
And so when they were absent in 2020, I was like, well, frick. And I realized that certain companies have all the control over what will make me happy for the year. Like, I get happy when there's a Nintendo Direct announcement or when a show is getting a new season or something. Like, those things make me happy now. But back in the day, it was like conventions. I'm working until this convention happens, and then I'm working until the next convention happens, and then so on and so forth. Like, that was my mindset. Conventions meant so much to me. But I acknowledge that they're not the same for you guys. So I was just trying to see if, like, conventions had the same impact on me as they did for others.
That's understandable.
Like, I don't know, do you guys have any other convention stories? Because I've got a bunch, but I feel like I could tell those anytime. You guys are the guests today.
I'm sure I'll have more once they open up MomoCon again.
For
and
sure.
I'm able to actually get out and go to other conventions outside of my state.
Hey, actually, I think I do have like a. I think I do have another one from Otaku-thon, actually.
Oh, what you got?
Yeah, this had to do with fighting games,
Nice.
like technical fighting games, like the ones from Arxis.
Yeah, like Guilty Gear and whatnot.
hmm
That's what I'm talking about. What you got?
So this is pretty much when I entered a Blaze Blue Continuum Shift tournament.
That's an old title.
Yeah, and it's probably got to be my. Actually, no, I think Chrono Phantasma's probably got to be my favorite in the series. Yeah, but I actually went gung ho entering this tournament, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh.
Like I haven't played the game yet. I haven't played Continuum Shift at the time. I didn't even buy my own copy. So I'm like, oh boy, some things have probably changed from the last game. I'm like, why'd I do this to myself?
So, like, what happened?
Yeah, like I just like most of the time I just try to remember the button inputs, try to see what I can do from the last game. It just pretty much just tested out as I went on, and just to be told, I almost did get bodied at some points, but I did make it to like the top 20.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I was like in place. I think I was like in place. Well, probably.
Hey, that's really good.
Yeah, and I had no idea what I was doing until I got bodied until like a few later rounds.
I've never played Guilty Gear. I guess I enjoy watching it at events such as EVO, but those like locked to a 2D plane fighting games I love watching. Can't play them. I'm not fast enough to land all those combos or look for openings like that. Dragon Ball Fighters is another game that's similar. Even Street Fighter I prefer watching than playing. I will say I was in a similar situation, Nera. I was invited to participate in a Soul Calibur 6 tourney of all things at PAX East 2020.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Well, as you might know, Soul Calibur 6 is not on a Nintendo system. It is on
Right.
PlayStation 4, I want to say Xbox One and PC. And they did the PlayStation 4 version. And, you know, my roommate had the game, so I practiced for about 20 minutes. And I'm familiar with how Soul Calibur works in general, but it's not a game I actively play. So I told myself from the get-go, like, Yoshiller, you're not really gonna have a chance to practice this game. So pick a character, learn 2 or 3 combos, and that's what you're going in with. And I chose Yoshimitsu because I figured. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was actually gonna ask, can I guess your main?
Oh yeah, I picked Yoshimitsu for the exact reason you're probably thinking. I was like, I remember who I'm gonna pick. Oh, I'll pick Yoshimitsu for obvious reasons. And then I just remember this little combo where he spins the stick in place and he goes, silence! And he like breaks the stick in half and like hits both sides of him. And I just kept spamming that. But anyway, I went into this tournament. It was called Stream All Stars. So there were like 16 to 20 YouTubers, content creators. And it was an honor to be part of it. It wasn't like super... it wasn't like super popular. There wasn't like a crowd of 100 people watching or anything, but a couple people were watching. And it was just nice to be on a stage and playing a game. And there were commentators and there was a hype man and all that. And I made it past like 2 or 3 rounds. And I remember the commentators were saying, is Yoshiller playing Yoshimitsu because it's got Yoshi in the name? And they're like, oh, absolutely. And then they're like, oh, Yoshiller is doing okay. Yeah, he said he only played this game for an hour. Oh, well, imagine what he could do with 2 hours and stuff like that. I just remember some of their commentary. But I bring all this up because my actual story with that event was there's a long-running joke in the fighting game community called When's Marvel. So which kind of is a few different jokes from what I understand. It's about asking like, when's Marvel vs. Capcom 3 happening? When's Marvel vs. Capcom gonna occur at EVO? When's Marvel is just like a sign people used to hold at fighting game tournaments. And at this event, once the tournament was done, there were like 10 of us still remaining because other people had other appointments and whatnot, and they left. So they handed out the medals and whatnot. I got a 4th place medal, and one person in the audience was holding a When's Marvel sign. And he said, hey, can you hold this? And I said, sure. And there was kind of this panoramic camera that was going around, one that's operated on a crane inside of big stadiums, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And that was going around, and it was panning across all the players, and I was holding the When's Marvel sign, and the camera like immediately lifts into the air so as to not show it, because I think they thought I was holding something inappropriate. And I had to I had to explain, like, it's not inappropriate, it's just a joke in the fighting game community. But then I gave the sign back to the kid, and I'm like, sorry man, I tried. And he's like, no, I appreciate it. And I was like, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I just, they don't want me to hold this sign. And this event could be sponsored by Namco. And I'm sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom is not a Namco game, it's a Capcom game, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I did that for a little bit, so that was fun. And then they gave me like a goodie bag for participating, and I got like a scarf and some pins. I do like that scarf. So that's my story about competing in a fighting game with very little prior knowledge.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's an adventure, really.
That's a good way of putting it. Each convention has its own little adventure, its own little story. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's just me walking around a big venue with a Yoshi hat on, but I try to come up with a story each time.
Yeah, most of the time it's just me trying to find or do something interesting, or at least something that interests me.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think one of those few things that interested me was a character design panel, actually.
Ooh, please tell me more.
Yeah, mostly just talked about the whole intricacies of like the whole show don't tell things when it comes to character design. And me being the artist, I'm like, ooh.
I assume it's things like you should be able to tell which character is which through a silhouette, and you should be able to tell the character's personality by like their posing or whatever.
Yep, that's exactly what most of the premises were.
I know the knowledge, doesn't mean I'm good at it. Good at applying it. But like I'm familiar with stuff like that because I learned it in college. When you learn like 3D modeling and stuff, that's kind of what they teach you.
Right, and overall, it actually helped with my character design overall. And on top of that, there were even tips for doing like game art,
Oh,
which I want to do because I want to be a game developer. Like I want to hit the game development scene one day.
Oh boy.
for sure. I can respect that.
Yeah, it's just that I only have character design and artwork under my belt. I don't have anything else.
Well,
I probably had to like form a team sometime in the future.
yeah, I get that. I have a little bit of a roadmap that I was, okay. 2020 was supposed to be my year of travel, and 2021 was actually supposed to be my year of pursuing what was basically going to be the start of a game design document. But neither of those things happened. And I am not in a comfortable position to create my game design document, but that is on the roadmap, is to create a proof of concept. So, Nera, I totally get it.
Yeah, thanks, COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
Thanks, pandemic.
Well, I'm gonna scatter some papers and craft some document stacks for like 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go deep sea diving for the remainder of the video.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
I shall be your entourage.
If you insist, I appreciate it. Thank you. Even if you don't, I still appreciate your presence. So thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
So I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah. Do you guys get souvenirs when you're at a convention? Do you guys buy artwork or clothes or pins or anything when you guys go to events, or you're like, nah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've still got some stuff from my last convention trips to MomoCon that I haven't even opened yet.
Oh, okay. That's good. I usually try to come back with some sort of memorabilia, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, like I like the stuff I got not last year, the last time I went.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I actually some of them I didn't even buy for myself.
Oh. What types of souvenirs do you usually get? Pins or clothes or what? Figures.
Yeah, I got a few figures. I got like a small metallic poster type item. It's just a picture of Kirby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got like a plush of Merge Zamasu from Dragon Ball Super.
All right.
As well as some Japanese imported figures, Vegito Blue and Goku Black Rose.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
I even got a Ocarina from the model from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time that I still need to learn how to properly use.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I know that specifically at conventions there are what are basically Ocarina clubs. Like there are. I've been to so many conventions where if you have an Ocarina, you just join like a group of people who also have Ocarinas, and they'll just like teach you how to play.
I was not aware of that, actually. I should consider that next time.
I'm sure it depends on the event. Like, maybe that's not a thing at MomoCon, but it's definitely been a thing at PAX, and I want to say it's a thing at MagFest, too. And then, Nera, how about you? Do you get souvenirs or anything when you go to events?
Oh yeah, I get like as much stuff as I can, as long as it's within the budget.
For sure.
Because I don't want to spend too much, especially when I'm out of state. Because how am I gonna get home?
Understood.
And let's see. From what I remember, I'm gonna try and recall the stuff that I bought in like the past 2 years. Yeah, okay. I can definitely say I bought plenty of art books actually.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's actually smart.
Oh yeah, I gotta learn from the pros in order to become a pro.
That's the idea.
See how it goes.
I will always support people taking inspiration from behind the scenes content.
It's funny how I started to like want to pick up and like I do want to like collaborate with like future or other music producers like in the scene at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny to think about how before all of that, like before me like learning about the internet and like meeting you guys and the people that I know now, everything I've done in terms of music has just been self-taught. Like before I finally like officially took up like music classes in 6th grade, I had just been like doing like piano stuff on my own and just kind of learning everything on my own, and everything else past the phone was just kind of me just teaching myself how to do this or do that and things of that nature.
I can respect that, Plat. Being self-taught isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm aware. It's just funny how my terms of content or not terms of content, my content has just kind of evolved since then.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna craft 2 more pieces of furniture so I can end at a nice 1380, and then I am going deep sea diving.
Alrighty. Let's see if I can recall the stuff that I got from like 2 years ago, actually.
For sure.
Okay, so yeah, I got like during Anime Expo, I actually got two posters. One of Lucina from Fire Emblem and one of Neku and Shiki from The World Ends With You.
Oh yeah, I know them. Okay.
And I'm so glad that there's a new game coming out.
I got to break the news for that on Go Nintendo. And I remember because I wrote it wrong at first. I was like, World Ends With You announcement coming soon, and everyone's like, the announcement's now. I'm like, oh, got it. It's a new game. I wrote it as like World Ends With You like teaser announcement, and they're like, no, that's Yoshiller, there's more. I said, oh, got it, thanks.
Oh, Yoshiller, there's full game, there's gameplay already.
Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened either, but it's unfortunate that's happened more than once. Any figures, any clothes, any pins?
I also got this Kingdom Hearts art book. It's artwork from Shiro Amano, who did the manga version of Kingdom Hearts, actually.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, like I really would like an art book from Tetsuya Nomura, because his artwork is a big inspiration for me.
Right.
Like people can joke about all the bells and zippers. He does plaid now, by the way.
What?
Yeah, he does plaid. He does plaid now.
Oh, plaid. Oh, never mind.
Wait, so is there not like a Kingdom Hearts official art book?
Not to my knowledge, at least.
I'm sure there's a.
I mean, yeah, there's like some books, just like some that I've seen just not really having a lot of artwork from Nomura.
Oh, I thought for sure that's something Square Enix would have done by now. Because I swear they do it all the time with, like, Final Fantasy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay.
Just not Kingdom Hearts for some reason.
It's weird. Okay.
And I also got a few manga, actually. I got some Legend of Zelda manga.
Oh.
I got the first volume, got the first 2 volumes of Twilight Princess, and a double pack of Minish Cap and Phantom Hourglass. And funny enough, 4 swords.
Hey, very good. Very fun.
We did a walkthrough on that.
We did. It's not up on the channel yet, but it was coming. It'll happen one day.
Spoilers.
I mean, spoiling that it's happening? I mean, come on. That's like spoiling that there's going to be a PlayStation 6, Plat.
I mean...
Alright. Oh, Sony might surprise me. It might not be called PlayStation 6, but I mean, it's probably going to be called PlayStation 6. So, that's cool. I usually don't buy extra things at a convention unless it has a practical use for one of my videos, like an amiibo. Most of the stuff I walk away from at conventions is usually stuff that I win or is gifted to me. So, I'll get pins at conventions, right? But usually those are pins I get for like visiting certain booths. And then I attach them to my lanyard. Is that like stuff you guys do? Pins or wristbands or something? Feel like a bunch of freebies.
I think I had a habit of keeping like the wristbands and stuff that they were that they would hand out to people who like participate in the conventions and stuff. I might have lost mine though.
It's all good. Yeah, I've lost stuff I've gotten from conventions too. But like I have a wall of my lanyards. I'm staring right at it because it's right behind my TV.
Actually, I think I still have my lanyards and my passes or the little pass that you usually have to have on you whenever you're at the convention.
Right.
I think I still have those.
You should hang on to at least one. I think most people just view them as like, oh, this is a piece of plastic and maybe whatever material the lanyard's made out of, stronger plastic or string or polyester or something. I don't need this, but I think it's important to hang on to at least one pass or one lanyard or something, one wristband.
I do too.
I have all my passes from E3 2012 to PAX East 2020. They're all on this wall right here, with all the pins and whatnot I got from those events. So it probably goes without saying that I value and cherish conventions and convention experiences a lot.
As do I.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I usually don't buy too many souvenirs. I usually just take home whatever I can get as a freebie. But maybe going forward I'll buy like a shirt or artwork or something, because I do want to support the vendors, but I do kind of carry a strict budget as well, and usually the budget's for food and Uber rides.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Completely understandable.
At PAX East 2020, I almost got an Animal Crossing hoodie, but they sold out. And that might have been a blessing in disguise. I mean, I could go for some more Animal Crossing merch, because this series is kind of taking over my channel. But, that would have been $60 at the time that I could have used for other things. And given the fact that the pandemic did happen, I did need to be a bit more stingy with my money. But, once events open back up, I might say, okay, Yoshiller, it's fine to buy souvenir. Oh, you know what? Here's why I was money crunched. Was because I just came back from Japan, and I just spent a bunch of money in Japan.
Oh.
And I bought a bunch of souvenirs in Japan. I think that's what it was. So I was like, I can't blow all my money now, especially if I want to go to more conventions this year.
That makes sense.
But I said, okay, I'm willing to buy the $60 Animal Crossing hoodie, and then by the time I finally made that decision, it was sold out, and I was like, darn it. So that's okay. I spent a lot while I was in Japan. I'm like, I know I'm not that stingy. I've bought souvenirs before, but yeah, Japan, I spent like $300-400 on stuff between the Pokemon store, the Nintendo store, and the Kirby Cafe. So, I went a little over budget, but that's okay.
They made the Kirby Cafe permanent now.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
The Kirby Cafe I went to, because I believe that there's more than one, but the one I went to is at a place called the Tokyo Sky Tree. So it's at a very prominent location. I did not actually go to the top of the Sky Tree. And for those that don't know, the Sky Tree is the tallest building in Tokyo, or in all of Japan, really. So I would like to go to the top, but it's one of those things where you pay a lot of money to go to the top, and you're like, oh, nice view, and then you come back down. So I wasn't really in a rush to go to the top. And since I had just spent so much money at the stores anyway, I'm like, I'll go to the top of the Sky Tree a different time. But when I go back to Japan, I'm totally willing to do a day where I do the Sky Tree and the Kirby Cafe on the same day.
Funnily enough, the one time I heard of the Sky Tower was from Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Games.
It's a newer building, so it would make sense that it would be in that game, but not like other Japan-focused games.
Right.
I went to another tall building called the Grand Metropolitan Tower, which, much like the Sky Tree, is just a very tall building. But at least the Grand Metropolitan Tower you can go in for free, and you can see the Sky Tree from the Grand Metropolitan Tower, just because both buildings are so tall. But I figured I didn't do the Sky Tree, but at least did a different tall building. But yeah, I'll go back to Kirby Cafe because it was awesome. And if you guys are in Japan, you're with me, I'll take you to Kirby Cafe. And much like I did with the other friends when I was there, there's items you can order on the menu that let you keep certain things. Like you can keep the plate, or like there's a salad you can order and it has a toy Wispy Woods in the center, and you can keep the toy and stuff like that. So I was telling people like, all right, pick what you want. My treat. It just comes down to, do you want certain food or do you want a toy at the end of your meal?
That's cool.
I'll take a plate.
Yeah. We kept the coasters too. The coasters just come with anything you get a drink with, and there's like one of 20 random coasters you can get, and I have like 2 of them, and they're just sitting in my closet now, but I have them. I was talking to Charles a couple days ago how I'd be open to going to Japan in September, but yesterday I kind of thought that back over, and I said, what if I go in November when they launch the Diamond and Pearl remakes? But the issue with that is that I'd be going in November and it'd be super cold.
Yeah. That is something to consider.
But we'll see. We'll see. I wanted to go sooner rather than later, and I thought September was a reasonable time for the pandemic to end, and a reasonable time to try and go to Japan, but November obviously is more reasonable because it's further away, but then it's just so cold.
The only way this thing is going to get under control is if people actually play their part.
We all work together. Well, I'm gonna sell some deep sea creatures to the drop-off box real quickly. Then I'm gonna attempt to catch 18 more creatures, and then I shall be done for the day.
All right.
Alrighty.
And meanwhile, I'm trying to catch this one. It's really fast and it's getting away.
My fishing rod broke earlier, so I had to go buy a new one.
Oh,
It's all good though.
I can craft you one.
Yeah, it's okay. I got a good looking outdoorsy fishing rod.
Okie dokie.
The funny thing is, I hadn't done any fishing in a while, so the one time I used it was the moment it broke. I'm like, wow.
You know, I've been trying to catch 50 fish every day. Not today, because I'm chatting with you guys, but I've been trying to catch 50 fish every day, so I've been breaking like 2 fishing rods a day.
Sheesh.
It's getting bad. But that's okay. Do what I have
It's
to.
been stated how many uses a fishing rod had before it breaks.
I think somewhere it is cataloged. I recall hearing or reading that the average fishing rod is 30, and that the gold fishing rod is 50.
Ah,
But the one you buy from the shop is 40, or something like that.
yeah, that makes sense.
And then Charles recently informed me that you can customize your fishing rod. That I knew, but every time you customize it, it resets how many times you can use the fishing rod. But you cannot customize the gold fishing rod. So it kind of becomes in your best interest to just buy the one from the shop and then just keep customizing that one.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, understandably so, but that sounds pretty busted.
Yeah, I am okay with my tools breaking because there's a separate Nook Miles achievement for crafting like 5,000 or 2,000 or whatever tools. So it's like a nice excuse to knock out that Nook Miles achievement along the way. But man, I wish if I just had a way to cheese that Nook Miles achievement, that I'd just buy the ones from the shop and do the customization trick. But that's okay. It's okay. It'd be like that sometimes.
Only sometimes.
It yabba dabba do be like that.
It is what it is.
Alright, I'm going to talk about something else that is related to conventions, and that's traveling! So, Plat, you've only been to conventions local to you, so do you need to travel that far, or stay in a hotel or anything like that?
The first time I went, I stayed in a hotel. The second time I went, I actually stayed at a friend's place.
Fair enough. And... Okay, so you
And
stay
we
at
all
a...
just opted. The second time, we all just opted to stay at our friend's place because it was just cheaper that way.
Right. I mean, I assumed as much. Okay, yeah. Usually stuff like that requires at least some sort of coordination beforehand. I get it. I guess my follow-up question to that is, have you ever been to a faraway event by yourself where you needed to coordinate a bunch of travel plans? Convention or not?
The only time I can think on was me and my family, we all went to Florida to participate in my brother's college graduation.
I got you.
Yeah. And I guess the only other time was when we actually brought him to Florida for him to start college.
For sure. Alright. Now, Nera, you've been to Los Angeles. As a Los Angeles resident, I know how obnoxious and frustrating it can be to go to very straightforward locations. So tell me, have you ever had difficulty with travel plans, and what do you usually do when you need to travel?
Just got to do the usual thing. Just yeah, just go to whatever airport go to whatever airport's my fancy, get the papers, wait, and then just check the travel times. Then I'm there.
Fair enough. Do you usually take a... So you usually fly? You don't take, like, a train or a bus or anything?
Nowadays I'm flying because my first time going to Otaku-san, I took the what was it called? I took the Greyhound bus,
Oh, yeah.
and it was absolute torture.
Oh, do you care to elaborate? Would you rather not?
Nah, it's just it was really hard to sleep with the bus shaking around.
I understand that. I've taken overnight
what else?
buses. I've taken the... Not the Greyhound, it's like its biggest competitor. Megabus. So I get it.
Oh, okay.
I've never taken a bus across states, though, so I imagine it's a little more rough.
Yeah, and it's already worse enough that I have to sit up while I sleep.
Right. Yeah. I get it. It's a cheaper solution, but it's cheaper for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
When
So nowadays I just fly.
when I was first competing in Smash tourneys, that was basically what I was doing. Like, the week after Smash Ultimate came out, I competed in my first tourney, and I had to get to basically near San Francisco. So I took a megabus at night after work, took it into the morning over to basically Oakland, and then I took a combination of, like, the BART and a train and then another bus. And then finally a lift to a hotel I was staying at. And by the time I got to the hotel, the tournament was in 2 hours. And I competed in the tournament, and then I went back to the hotel. And I think there was a Splatfest that weekend as well. So I stayed up and recorded the Splatfest, and I recorded the audio using my phone. And I brought my portable capture device with me. And then I finally went to sleep, but I had to check out of the hotel by noon. And it was noon, and I was packing my stuff, and a guy came knocking on my door, and he's like, "Hey, are you paying for another night?" And I said, "No, I'm sorry, I'm packing up, I'm packing up." And he goes, "Okay, you know, just want to make sure, no malicious intent." I'm like, "Okay, all good." And I did everything in reverse. Took the lift back to a bus station, took the bus to a train station, took the train station to the BART station, took the BART station to the Oakland station, took the Oakland bus back to Los Angeles, went to sleep. Went to work the following day. So I get it. And that's why I'm curious to know if anyone else has done anything similar or if I'm just insane.
Well, you're definitely not insane because I did it.
Okay. You took it to the Oakland station? I got it. Yeah, you know, everything was time crunched, so I really had to make sure things worked out. But you know, I did that because ultimately it was cheaper, and I only had the weekend to, like, get out of town and compete. I had to be back in work the following day. I think I did take one day off. I think I took Friday off because that was the day of the tournament or something. And then Saturday I spent the day getting back home, and then Sunday I just, like, slept all day. But yeah, that's how I roll. When I go to conventions, though, I'm a little more sophisticated, as it were. I'm a little more straightforward. I just fly there, get a hotel, and then call it a day, and then Uber Lyft wherever I need to go.
Yeah, that's how it was when I got into Los Angeles for the first time.
For sure. I mean, the dream is to get the hotel that's closest to the convention center. More often than not, there is a hotel connected to the convention center. Not the case with Los Angeles, but there are a lot of hotels nearby, and I've never stayed in any of them. I'm fortunate that I can drive or take a bus or take a lift or something to the convention center, but I've never been able to do that. And similar thing with Comic-Con, actually. I've taken the train down to Comic-Con San Diego plenty of times. Never stayed in a hotel because they're always booked. I fortunately have friends down there. Shout-outs to Treesicle, if you guys have heard of them. They let me stay with them one night, and then I took a train back the following day. So I get staying with a friend. But there was one time where I did go to Comic-Con, and you know, before I met the Treesicle guys, really, I was trying to stay awake for a Nintendo event. Oh, I know exactly what it was. It was 2015. I went down to Comic-Con on a Friday, and I enjoyed my time there, and I mainly hung out in Nintendo section. And then the following day they had an Amiibo tourney. And so I was like, well, it doesn't make sense for me to go home and then come back first thing in the morning. Like, I can't registration starts first thing in the morning. I know, I'll just stay awake through the night. And I mean, I did. And there's stuff for me to do. Like, I remember the Pokemon Symphony was going on, and the show was at, like, 8 or 9 o'clock, so I watched that. That was fun. And, you know, there's people, like, lining up the night before for things like the Twilight panel or something, right? I don't remember, some big show or big movie. So there's stuff to try and keep me awake, but it was rough. I can't lie down or sleep anywhere. And eventually the morning does roll around and I register for the tourney. And I want to make it clear that's a 128 player tourney where you team up with your amiibo and you fight team battles. 2v2, one human player, one amiibo versus another human player and another amiibo.
Right.
And these tourneys take a while because it's this one tourney that just takes place in the corner of Nintendo's area. So there's only like 3 or 4 people playing at a time. And I mean, I kept winning. And I kept making the joke saying, I'm okay with losing because I just want to go home now. It's because I still have to take a train ride, and that's going to be like 2 or 3 hours to get home. And I kept winning. I made it into top 8. And I was like, oh man, this is reverse torture. I've never been so tortured to make it so far into a tournament. And I made it to top 8. I finally lost. And they only streamed the top 4. So I was like, gosh darn it. They might have been waiting for me to lose, I don't know. But I lost. I thanked everybody. I had a fun time. I went home. I carried my amiibo in a jar around my neck. And I know that sentence sounds weird, so I'll repeat it again. I had a jar attached to some string that I wore around my neck. And the amiibo was inside of the jar so everyone could stare at it, but nobody could, like, take it. And I wore that. And that was my crazy travel story about how I've stayed awake at events and done ridiculous things just to try and get 5 minutes of fame.
The risk.
I don't know if you guys have done anything similar. I think you guys just said that you haven't. That's probably smart of you guys to not do it as ridiculously as I have. Thing is, I still really haven't learned my lesson. Because I know that as soon as conventions and tournaments open back up, I know I'm going to be like, oh, this tourney's in San Jose and it's tomorrow. Alright, I better start driving now. Like, I know I'll do that. So it's whatever. I mean, you guys know, I drove 70 miles to get chicken tenders like a month ago. It's fine.
Oh yeah, you did.
Wait, when was this?
Oh, maybe Platt wasn't there. I mean, so that was the day I met Lee, Charles's friend Lee, an artist, a rather crude artist, but a very nice artist. And she joined the voice chat one day, and I was chatting with her, and we were sharing stories and whatever. And she was talking. Somehow we got on the topic of food that is overrated, and we talked about In-N-Out and how I love In-N-Out. And Charles likes In-N-Out, but they were like, well, it's good for the price. We're not going to say it's the best burger ever, but, like, it's a pretty darn good burger for how cheap it is. And then...
Oh, maybe I was there.
And then Lee said, have you ever been to Raising Cane's? And I said...
Oh, yeah, I was there. I was there. I remember the conversation now.
And and basically, the closest Raising Cane's to me is 30 miles away, because I don't live in the city anymore. If I did, it only would have been, like, 10 miles away, but whatever. And so... I was like, is this a challenge? Are you challenging me to go to Raising Cane's? Because you need to understand that I'm crazy enough to do something like this right now.
You are.
And then Lee said, yeah, you know what? I dare you to go to Raising Cane's. And I said, okay, make a tweet. Tweet at me telling me to go to Raising Cane's and I'll do it. And she made a tweet. And I went to Raising Cane's. I'll tell you what, it was pretty darn good. But nobody said anything about a 2-hour drive-through line. Or a 1-hour stand-outside line. But I did it. And it was fine, and I'd have it again, but I don't want to wait an hour again. I don't want to drive an hour, wait an hour, eat for 15, 20 minutes, and then drive an hour back for some chicken tenders, you know? But it was pretty good. If I was in the area, I'd go again. And I would be in the area if tournaments opened back up, because it was pretty close to a local tourney I used to enter all the time. But, yeah, Wednesday Night Fights, as it's called. I used to go every Wednesday after work, because it was like from 8 p.m. to midnight. I'd get my butt kicked, and then I'd go home. And the idea behind Raising Cane's is that it's open till like 2 or 3 in the morning. So a lot of players at these tourneys would compete and then say, oh man, what's open? Oh, Raising Cane's. And then they'd go. So it kind of became a joke between the Smash community players to go to Raising Cane's all the time. And I never went to Raising Cane's. I always just went home after work because I had work the following morning. I figured I'm already leaving at midnight. I'm going to go to sleep at 1 a.m. and I gotta go back for another day of editing. So I finally went to Raising Cane's, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I just can't keep doing stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think I've learned my lesson.
Well, I can say you definitely got I can definitely say you got some sort of determination, more than I do.
Thank you. See, darn it, I did it again. I feel bad. I have 2 guests here, and I took over the whole story. So now I passed the question. I passed the question to you. Have you ever been to Raising Cane's? Chicken tenders.
I don't
have
think
a
we have a
Raising
Raising Cane's in my area.
I don't know how
Yeah,
big
we
of a
don't have a
fast
Raising
food chain it is, but I imagine it's in other places besides California.
I'd assume so. It's just not here in Georgia.
I'm getting 3 more deep sea creatures, by the way. Well, 4 more, but I just got 1, so 3 more deep sea creatures, and then I'm done because I already went over the amount I said I would get.
Or if it is, it's just not in my city.
For sure.
Yeah, because I've been to plenty of other fast food chains or general areas, local areas that aren't in my city. Like my dad actually has a favorite joint he likes to go to in Atlanta. It's called Varsities. Like, we don't have that here, but it's we've been there every time we went there, and they got some really good food.
Actually, let me check if there's any Raising Cane's in Pennsylvania.
Alrighty. Otherwise, like, I get that. The joint I like to go to in San Francisco, I guess it's fast food, I guess it's not, is called Super Duper Burger. And I go there for their chicken sandwiches, and it's just good. I want to go back.
There's no Raising Cane's in Pennsylvania.
I am sorry, Nera.
That's fine, we got Popeyes.
I do like Popeyes. Popeyes is much more common, but I do like them a lot. I just had them last week.
I just had them today.
Nice. What'd you get?
Guys, we got the 5-piece tender with some fries.
That's the way to do it, my man. That's what I used to get all the time. And generally, if I order from like Postmates or something, that is what I get because I figure it's hard for them to screw that up. But if I'm actually at the store, which I was last week, I'll get the sandwich because I like to order it plain. But apps like Postmates and whatever make it hard to order plain food, so I haven't been doing that as of late. Yeah, 5 tender combos usually what I got.
Yeah, I always go there in person. I'm never letting anyone else take over for my order.
For sure. Well, it's a matter of paying for the convenience.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. At least that way you can make sure it's correct. All right, and then what have you, Plat? What do you go to Popeyes? Do you have a Popeyes order?
I don't think I've been to Popeyes enough to have a particular order.
It's all
I
good.
know. Whenever I would go to Popeyes, I would usually get the ripping chicken orders.
Okay. Is there no shame in your answer? Is there a fast food place you like to go to? I don't care if it's McDonald's or what, like anything.
Yeah. Sonic usually has some really good food.
Ooh, you know, I've heard that Sonic's is kind of scarce in Southern California.
Yeah, like their food's really good. Like I will say, like in terms of just like a general thing, like I'll always love going to McDonald's, if only because they made the. Like,
It's safe.
I think I told you this before already. Yeah, I said this. I think I said this to you before already. But they made the decision to finally make breakfast an all-hour thing. Like you can order breakfast whenever you want, and like,
Yes.
that was. Yes.
My grandpa used to have.
Some of their best items are breakfast foods.
I actually do agree. My grandpa used to have stocks in McDonald's, and he sold it just before they did all-day breakfast, and he's been kicking himself ever since. But yeah, all-day breakfast has been very helpful to me, especially recently, because I think I told the story to you, Nera, specifically. Like a couple days ago, I got up early, and I needed to fall back asleep. I was so tired, my body was not passing out, and I said, I need to do something. What's a food that usually knocks me out? Pancakes. And I went to McDonald's and I had hotcakes and sausage, and that knocked me out. And I don't have it that often for that exact reason, because it knocks me out. But it's nice to have every once in a while.
I mean, and then there's the McGriddles.
I don't have those. It's usually
Wait, you don't have it?
No. I don't personally have those. That's usually what my family
Oh.
members get though. That's what they like.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm usually the pancakes guy. Pancakes and sausage. And the hash brown's pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they're
the
really
hash
good.
browns are always good.
So yeah, I got you, man. All right, I got more than enough deep sea creatures. I'm gonna get out of the water now. I'm gonna sell these, and then I'm gonna check my mail, and then I'm gonna be done.
All right, cool. Me and Plat just got done watching the movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Screening.
I'll meet you guys at the movie theater. Hey, what's going on? Oh,
There you are.
there I am. Yeah. Oh, you guys had balcony seats. Got it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
up top.
What's up? Hey. All right. Well, I will be back. I'm gonna sell some stuff in the drop-off box. And then
Alright.
I'm done. Plat, did you want me to order you any Mario items?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay.
I've got 14 more days to buy the rest of these items before they go away forever.
All right, I gotta double
I don't know
check.
if I don't know if they go away forever in this game.
I don't know either. Guess we'll find out. I gotta make sure I get all the Shamrock items though, right? So let me inspect that real quickly. So we do.
Yeah, I think
Nook shopping.
they had Shamrock attire in the clothing store earlier. I didn't buy them, but
Darn it.
definitely there.
Then I missed it. Hang on. Are there not? I mean, today's March 16th. There should be some Shamrock items. Oh, seasonal. There you go. Shamrock door plate. Oh, Toonzella
right.
Toonzella just gifted me one of those. And I can't place orders while you guys are around. Okay, well then never mind. Toonzella just gave me one,
Right.
so I have one.
I forgot. I have a shopping app.
One confet.
What's the point of having? Oh wait, no, never mind.
Didn't you learn from last time? I'm allergic to confetti.
Got it.
Are you allergic to paper?
Confet. You know, I learned that spaghetti is actually a plural word, and the singular version is spaghetto. So therefore, confetti must be plural, and the singular version is confetto. So have a confetto. There you go. Well, guys, I know it's late. Thank you so much for joining me at the last minute and for listening to me ramble about conventions and travel and stuff. I just miss conventions. I will see you guys
Yeah,
at a con
same.
at some point, whether it's MomoCon for Plat or Anime Expo for Nera. We will be at cons in due time, and I hope that things will return to normal and that cons will be a normal thing. For now, Nera, Plat, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say before I end the video?
Just thanks for having us. We're glad to take part and have a good time.
Yep.
For sure. Alrighty then. Safe travels on the way back. Don't take a bus and then another bus and then a subway and then a train and then a lift. Like I've done. Alright. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh.
Take
Bye.
care.
Hey, thank you for watching my video. If you want to continue to support my content, the best thing you can do is like this video and subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is click the little buttons down below. Also, please be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with my video schedule. My tag is @RealYoshiller. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye! Whoosh!